My name is Christian Macher. I'm the country president and the Oncology general manager of Novartis in Canada.
Christian, thank you very much again for doing this interview. So Novartis and Microsoft recently released a report titled Reimagining Global Health Through Artificial Intelligence. Why is AI important for the future of our global approach to health?
We are at a critical and unique juncture where science, technology, and data are coming together in really exciting ways, in new ways. And this will help us to develop new medicines, but also work smarter. And we recognize within Novartis that we don't want to do this alone. We want to do this with partners in collaboration. And this is why we committed to develop a network, which is called the Biome, with digital innovation hubs across the planet. And we're basically saying that we are committed to going beyond the traditional pharma model to find creative solutions for the benefit of patients. And with our choices where we're placing these biomes, we have been very strategic. We started in the heartland in San Francisco, and now have one in Paris, in London, in Hyderabad, in India. And most recently, we set up one in Montreal in Canada.
What real-life applications of AI in health are you most excited about?
Well, I will give you three examples. And the ones that I'm most excited about are the ones that go beyond the treatment, so to speak. I think the first is a partnership with a Canadian virtual care specialist company called InSig. They've launched a digital health accelerator which provides the tools just to make the virtual care of HCPs easier. In short, that's what we call telemedicine. Another great partnership is one that I'd like to highlight, which is called Amblyotech. That's a digital therapeutic company which works in collaboration with Ubisoft, like the gaming company, and the McGill University to develop what we call a video therapy to treat a lazy eye. And the last thing I'd like to mention is an initiative which I would call from the people, for the people, like developed by a patient herself who's helping to meet the needs of people with disabilities. She created an app called Access Now, and she lives with muscular dystrophy, and she understands the challenges of people living in a wheelchair. So what she did is basically an app using crowdsourcing to share the accessibility of locations across the planet to make the life of the disabled a little bit easier.
Novartis invested in Montreal and more broadly in Canada, I think something like 52 million, if my numbers are correct, starting in 2018, so just a few years ago. What are Canada and Montreal's competitive advantages when it comes specifically to AI for health? What makes it an attractive place to invest for foreign companies like Novartis?
Let me start off with a view on Canada first. I think as a country, Canada has all the ingredients to make a center for innovation, health, and AI. And that's why we're very excited about the potential. And that's why we opened this biome here. Canada as a whole, obviously, is a very developed economy, has a strong healthcare system, has a world-class education system with strong universities, and a long established and well-respected institutional setup in health research. And we see this throughout the country with the hubs in Toronto and Montreal and Edmonton. And furthermore, it is also part of the political agenda, as often said by Minister Baines, with the ambition to make Canada a hotspot for AI. And as far as Montreal goes, I think our decision to place the biome here was largely driven by the thriving AI ecosystem that we find in the city.
Montreal is, of course, known worldwide, I think it's fair to say, for its AI ecosystem. And of course, the Mila Institute and Yoshua Bengio are, again, known worldwide. What do you see as our strengths, but also our weaknesses in the Montreal AI for Health ecosystem?
I think Montreal historically has been like a hotspot probably for the last century, as home to many of the innovative pharmaceutical companies, as well as other reputable health infrastructure, like the two leading medical schools, McGill and Université de Montréal. And in the past 15 years, as you were just saying, AI with Mila, Montreal Institute for Learning Algorithms, has been really stepping up to the plate. And with his global leader, Joshua Bengio, who is, by the way, a Turing Prize winner, which is often referred to as the Nobel Prize for machine learning. And, we think that, this all comes together here, and the future is extremely promising. In collaboration with Mila and the Biome, we want to facilitate to work within this ecosystem to find new solutions for patients.
Now, the other important component for any investor, of course, is talent. And as I understand, and perhaps the numbers have grown since, but Novartis employs at least 1,000 people in Canada, which is great. Please keep doing that. What is the availability of talent in Montreal, and what is being done to attract, to train, to retain talent, perhaps especially in the current context, which of course is very unique?
Now we find a very strong talent base in Montreal, and it's already attracting a lot of people from the entrepreneurial sector, in the health field, and also driven by the long history in health research. And I think the number is around 70,000 people work around AI, either in startups, in companies, in academia, or in other types of outlets, to work on the connection between AI and healthcare. And I think that there is an opportunity to kind of further build on that. And I think that's also our mission here, to connect these worlds of the big global corporates with the local ecosystem, because these facilities, as the one that we've been setting up, gives us exactly these opportunities to help talented people to pursue their ideas and then make them work for the globe, but also be fully embedded into the ecosystem. So we hope that we can inspire with this collaboration, the world and Canada with this location here in Quebec. It comes pretty much down to the attraction of Montreal as a city and as an environment. And I can, speak from my own experience. It's a unique, large, predominantly French city in North America, which traditionally has been like a bridge between the continents, North America and Europe. And this multicultural population is big, not only between North America and Europe, but also the connection with other regions like Asia. So there is still, the attraction is there. Also in terms of immigration, I'm not aware that there are any roadblocks. And when I also hear the federal and the provincial ministers speak, they really make this a priority. So there is all the help and the infrastructure there to make this happen. And as I said, in terms of institutions, we are really well set up, and that's why we put our biome here. And we really want to make this kind of a global center for the planet. So far, I think we are running into open doors. I'm a big fan of diversity. So the more different people come together, the better the ideas that will be generated by this very diverse group. And this is also a unique opportunity for us as Novartis to kind of reflect the people that we employ. We want to make sure that reflects the societies we serve. And Montreal and also Canada as a whole has a pretty unique situation across the globe there. And that's also one of the reasons why we as the pharmaceutical industry are running many clinical trials, because we have the ethnical diversity across the country in one location, pretty much, which allows us to run clinical trials with a multi visibility of results and the different ethnical background. So it's driving the diversity as a workforce, but also to kind of do research in the clinic. Canada is very attractive.
If you were pitching to other foreign investors, what would you identify as Montreal's key competitive advantages? We're looking maybe for a top 3 or top 5 when it comes to attracting investment in the AI for health space.
It's a very thriving artificial intelligence ecosystem, really supported by a world-class institution in academia and in research like Mila, like the CHUM. So there's a very big talent base here, a very welcoming framework from a provincial and governmental setup. Yeah, and ultimately it's a great place to live. So I think all these things coming together makes it really attractive to set up shop here in Montreal.